Okay, so I'm going to do a video on bodybuilding and health and fitness and kind of where it's at right now and some things surrounding it. Why I got to this topic today is I was at the gym and there's an older guy and he talked to me briefly. He said he was in the French military at one point and that he did marathons when he was younger. He was maybe 61, 62, something like that. Looked in shape. I believed him. He seemed like the type. And he basically said that people are just using the gym as kind of a hangout, which they are. And he says people are kind of doing these half-ass workouts in the gym, which they are. They're kind of just trying to get as big as possible, doing heavy reps, which they are. And they're not really doing anything outside. They're not doing any cycling. They're not doing any swimming. They're not doing any hiking. They're not doing anything really cardiovascular-wise. They're not doing anything to prevent injuries. They're not really doing anything like that. And he had some points. He eventually, it was a sales pitch. He tried to sell me on his personal training or something, which I turned down because I don't need it. And I'm already doing things outside. I'm doing hiking. I'm doing my work, and I'm already very active, so I didn't need that. But it kind of got me thinking, like, bodybuilding was always about health first. First above anything, it was about health. Then it kind of became more about aesthetics, then more about size, and now it's just mass monsters and stuff taking huge amounts of drugs and eating like 6,000 calories a day, getting these descend guts from HGH and probably the insulin and the diets as well. Not healthy. You're shaving probably 20 years off of your life. There's people that are strongmen, powerlifters. I'm not shitting on it. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But even Schwarzenegger has kind of came out and said this too. Like, people are getting out of hand with the drugs and the timing of the meals. They're not really enjoying life. It's kind of just become basically division of labor. Like, basically what I've been saying about the working class in my other video is kind of the same. It's kind of this tunnel vision. You want to succeed in this one thing and excel, and then you kind of become, I guess, not dull in other aspects of your life, because it's not mentally numbing, although it can be if you're just kind of a meathead. But if you're not out doing like any kind of sport or any activity, you do become a very one-dimensional type of person if you're only doing this weightlifting and maybe drug use. And when it started out, it seemed to be more about health and fitness, like I'm saying. Like, people were on, like, you see Franco Columbo and Frank Zane, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It could have been just photo shoots, but they were on like 10-speed bikes. They were running on the beach. They had like a bricklaying company, and it was more about living a full and active lifestyle rather than just kind of doing the fitness influencer thing or doing a bodybuilding competition thing where you kind of just go crazy on calories and drugs in the off season, and then for maybe 1 or 2 months max, if you're doing multiple contests, you trim down to look like an athlete or an in-shape person. And there's like diuretics, and people get brain hemorrhages, people die. I think Flex Wheeler had a leg amputated because he became diabetic from insulin use or something like this. Ronnie Coleman obviously is in a wheelchair. You interview him, he says he would never take it back. He would just do one more rep. And if that's you, that's crazy, and that's almost commendable. But at the same time, it's people dedicating their lives. They can dedicate their lives to however they want. But if it's about health and longevity, and it should be, and there should be almost a rethinking of this, because it seems to be mainly focused on substance use now. There's no point even, I don't know. Basically, the point is to live a more balanced lifestyle. Was this kind of retired guy's point who ran marathons, and I agree with it. I also see the supplement companies kind of profiting off of this, people's insecurities. People think that they're going to get jacked with creatine or protein powder, so now they're not eating a balanced diet. They're just taking pills and powders, and they're basically not getting any fiber. They're not getting any vitamins. It's all artificial, and I've fell victim to that as well. I think anyone that's ever done any weightlifting, whether it's powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit, or if they're training for marathons, has fallen into the marketing trap of protein powder companies and pre-workouts and all this. And pre-workouts will give you a bit more energy, not much more than coffee. If you don't think a coffee's enough, then just add more coffee to less water. It's the same thing. Creatine you can get from steak. I mean, it's gone a little bit too far in industrialization of this and creating like an industry around it where people are just getting pushed on and off stages. They're getting spray tans. It's kind of like a critique of the entire lifestyle, and maybe the profit games behind it. Maybe this is even a critique of capitalism to a certain extent. But I mean, I agree with the old guy. I'm running out of things to say at this point. Going to end the video in maybe 30 seconds here. I've been trying to hit the gym 3 to 4 times a week, down from 6, from when I was doing less work and less hiking. And I feel I'm a lot leaner now, because when I was only doing weightlifting, I was probably 20 pounds heavier. But I feel like I'm more... I feel lighter now. I feel like I'm more flexible now. I feel like I'm lighter on my feet. I feel like I can do more. There is insecurities around that. There's obviously people with body dysmorphia now, because it seems everyone's shooting up steroids now. Everyone's even on base TRT. Like, you go anywhere, there's going to be a guy on TRT if it's in an athletic circle, and I don't know if everyone needs it or not. But it's all about money. It's not about health, and that was the guy's point. I agree with it. That's what the video's about. It kind of... Arnold and those guys came with a good idea. It got corrupted somewhere along the way. It kind of lost touch with what it was really about an active, healthy lifestyle, about a balance, a work and life balance with health in there. I think that's lost now, and I think it should be maybe something that should be brought back. I don't know. Anyways, peace out. Get outside, do a hike, do some biking, do some swimming, and live your life. Boy, boy, boy.